the actual voting on the voting day. They should be properly trained, and they learn the training they are taught to be corrected and the right thing to do, and let the officials do the rest. The security agencies, please let there be no intimidation of the voters. For the voters and the citizens. If you sit down at home and say you're not going to vote, then you don't complain. You have no right to complain. If the elected people come and look white and quote the rubbish they do in governance. So it is absolutely right for every voter to come out to ensure that he votes for this candidate of his or her choice, so that we get the people to represent us. And for our youth, please avoid being used as vanguards or people who are going to cause problems. Because in the long run, it is you, the youth, or the people who are used in causing damage or in causing violence that suffer in the long run. People lose their lives during this violence, properties are burnt unnecessarily, and it causes pain and sorrow in the society. I do hope the vigilantes, whoever is involved, the security agencies, again, will not intimidate voters, and will make sure together we join hands with everybody, every stakeholder, and indeed Nigerians and the people of the states where this election is going to take place, that there is peace and harmony, and all the voters come out and vote, and their votes count. And this will only happen if the governments, the officials, everybody is sincere about the dance which dance. Even for me and my other legislative, please, I beg you, in the name of whatever you hold dear, to come out and vote. And for the officials and the party observers and so on, please make sure these votes count. And I do hope people of Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa will not set their votes. Please come out and ensure you do the right thing, you know the right thing to do. Please let's do it. And I wish us peace, not only in this state I mentioned, but in Nigeria and indeed in the world. Thank you, and successful election. Bye-bye.
Round of applause, let's put that together. His Excellency, we live in a digital world, and so messages can also be transmitted virtually, especially messages of peace. And that is coming from somebody who's so close to his heart. Anything that has to do with peaceful processes, especially at a time like this. Just before I make progress, permit me to recognize the Honorable Resident Electoral Commissioner from Niger State, Alhaji Ahmed Yashau Gari. Alhaji Gari, you're welcome, sir. Thank you. A round of applause. Also, all the way from Gombe State, the Honorable Resident Electoral Commissioner, Alhaji Umar Ibrahim. A round of applause. Thank you very much. Now, while I was going through this list, one thing kept reoccurring every now and then. That if these entire persons, all the way from north, south, east, and west, can be in Imo State, especially at a time like this, it simply means that Imo State is so dear to us. The citizens of Imo State, especially at a time like this, all they need is peace. Peace and peace. And that is why we are here. It is on this note I want to go straight to the next on our program of events for the goodwill messages. And then immediately after the goodwill messages, we shall get straight to the business of the day. Like we said, we are not here to keep you for the next 2 or even 3 hours. In the next 1 hour, we should be done with our events. And so, at this point, for the goodwill message from the Honorable Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from His Excellency Mahmoud Yakubu, please permit me as welcome for the message, the Honorable Commissioner. A round of applause. That clap is not strong enough. He is the Honorable Commissioner, the National Commissioner, Southeast, Mr. Kenneth Ukeru. You're welcome, sir.
His Excellency General Salam Alhaji Abubakar, DCFR Chairman of the NPC, and former Head of State, His Excellency General Martin Susawai, former Chief of Defense Staff, the IGP represented by DIG Frank Mba, Resident Electoral Commissioner, Imo State, Resident Electoral Commissioner from 8 states plus the Admin Secretary of the state, members of ISES, leaders of political parties, governorship candidates, chairman of coalition of CSOs, religious leaders, traditional leaders, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor, on behalf of the chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, to join the convener of the National Peace Committee, Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, to welcome you to this occasion. Allow me to express my profound gratitude to His Excellency, General Abdulsalami Alhaji Abubakar GS, DCFR, the chairman of the MPC and former head of state, and other members of MPC for their unwavering dedication to promoting peace and democracy in Nigeria. Recall that prior to the 2015 general election, the MPC organized the signing of the peace accord by candidates and chairmen of political parties, with the sole purpose of focusing on the presidential election. Nevertheless, INEC and other well-meaning Nigerians pleaded with the MPC to devolve the laudable idea to off-season governorship elections following the 2019 general election. In response, the MPC organized the signing of the peace accord ahead of the Edo State governorship election on 15 September 2020. This was followed by the Ondo State governorship election on 10 October 2020. The Anambra State governorship election on 6 November 2022. The Ekiti State governorship election on 18 June 2022. And the Osun State governorship election on 16 July 2022. Despite the perpetual tension in the build-up to some of those elections, they are all passed off peacefully, and the process was assured to be free, fair, and credible. I am glad that the NPC has sustained its support to peaceful elections, and we are here today for the signing of the peace accord by political parties and candidates ahead of the Imo State governorship election on Saturday, 11th November 2023. However, the Independent National Electoral Commission, the security agencies and political parties and candidates' unwavering support and dedication are necessary for the peace accord to succeed. I would like to reaffirm the Commission's commitment to holding credible and transparent elections. The Commission has done everything possible to guarantee that this weekend's governorship election in Imo State is credible. Without peace, our deployment plans, recent innovations in voting accreditation and resource management, election duty personnel, observers and journalist safety, logistics planning, and ultimately the credibility of the polls will all be compromised, as the Commission has repeatedly said time and time again at different fora in the past. I would like to appeal to all parties, candidates, and other actors to play their part in supporting the peace accord. It is not enough to simply sign the peace accord. What is more important is to abide by each letter and spirit. This is the best way to show your commitment to the implementation of the peace accord and your appreciation for the work of the Peace Committee. I thank you all, and may God bless the effort of the National Peace Committee. Thank you, and God bless you.
We can do better than that. A round of applause for the National Commissioner, Southeast. Mr. Kenneth, thank you very much for those words. And thank you to the drums of peace. And that is the kind of drum, and I think we keep dancing the dance of peace as well. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just to also recognize before we take the next goodwill message, the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State, CP, yes, Akwa Ibom State, Olatoye Durusimi. A round of applause. Thank you, sir. I hope I tried that with the name. Thank you very much. And also to recognize, we have the NDLEA with us here. The person of A.L. Wali, the State Commander, NDLEA, please, Imo State. A round of applause. We also have with us the Zonal Controller of the Federal Fire Service, here with us in Imo State, C.N. Chukwunoso. A round of applause. And we also have the Commissioner of Police, okay, here, you know, we have the CP from Yobe State, Garba Ahmed. A round of applause. You're welcome, sir. And then finally here, before we take the next, we'll be progressing in error again if we don't recognize that prayer is very important in all that we do. And that is why, just as we recognize the traditional institutions that have the moral authority, the religious institutions also have that moral authority. And so we have with us both the Muslim and the Christian association with us. We recognize the chairman of JNI. Yes, you are with us. A round of applause, please, from the Muslim wing, and also the Christian Association of Nigeria. In due course, we'll do a formal introduction to that. We also have persons with disabilities. Most times we tend to run too fast and we forget those who are vulnerable in our midst, forgetting that the strong ones can also be vulnerable at a time. And that is why we recognize persons with disabilities. And of course, and that is why we think it's also in the spirit of inclusivity to have the sign language interpreter here with us. So thank you very much. And then finally here, members of the press. Very important. Please, a round of applause for the media here. The event is live. If you go forth, I think the media person will give us the road, but on channels and other NTA, AIT and other, the Arise News here. We also have on TV, the TVC News here. We also have the event well publicized. Permit me at this point, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to go towards the next. We also know that, especially in Imo State here, people are beginning to ask questions. Are you sure we can come out confidently to vote? What is the assurance or the assurances of our safety? Well, at this point, we need to listen to the Inspector General of the Nigerian Police Force to get that assurance once again. At this point, please, Let us join hands together as we welcome the IG of the Nigerian Police, Kayode Egbetoku, hereby represented by DHI. Please a round of applause as comfort for his message. We can do better. We can do better. Don't forget, police are your friends. Police are friends too. Thank you very much.
The former head of state, General Abdulsami Bakar, DCFR, ably represented by one of our very accomplished military person, General Mark Tawai, who himself was the emblem of national security. Our big brother and one of the biggest advocates of peace in this country, Bishop Matt Hassan, also ably represented by another clergy and educationist, Deputy Vice Chancellor, who is also with us, INEC Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakub, represented by my brother Ken, at the junction, may I seek the favor of the General to lean on the protocols that have already been well established. I am DIG Frank by MNI, Deputy Inspector General of Police, in charge of training and development at the Force Headquarters, who also doubles as DIG Supervising TVC Operations South. And who by those ways will also be coordinating security deployment for these elections. I send you good news from the Inspector General of Police, who is one appointed person. As you all know, we are having an off-site election, which is taking place in several places. Therefore, some ready to leave and leave other issues. First of all, the Inspector General of Police has asked me to send his very deep appreciation to the National Peace Committee for conceptualizing and institutionalizing what has become part of our national electoral processes, the signing of peace accords. We see this as a very important component of our electoral systems, particularly in view of our past history and the kind of violence in the past that have been associated with the elections. We therefore send our very deep appreciation to the National Peace Committee and urge them never to relent, they continue to expand and strengthen this process, which has helped the new small nations in strengthening our electoral processes. On our part, as peace officers, we want to pledge our commitment with the peace and security around these elections. We've done 80% of our deployment. We have about 20% left. which will complete within the next 24 hours. And in line with the admonishment of the former head of state, General Salami, we want to assure voters in Imo State that our deployment is not in any way designed to intimidate voters, but rather to reassure them of a very safe and secure environment for them to exercise their functions. We pledge in these elections to be politically neutral, to provide a level playing field for all politicians, for the citizens, and for everyone to exercise their functions. The Nigerian police force, particularly police officers deployed for the election in Imo State, will remain non-aligned. Our interest is the peaceful conduct of the election, and will do everything within the ambit of the law to defend and protect the electoral space for everyone. We urge the politicians who will be signing this support to take their commitment very seriously, walk their talk, and ensure that as we step out from this arena, our commitment will be concretized in a manner that will make electoral processes indeed free, peaceful, and fair. Once again, we thank you for turning up for this very important occasion. Even as we reassure you again and again that we will do all within our powers, administratively and operationally, to provide for you and for us all democratic space, peaceful, secure, that will all be proud. Thank you very much.
I wasn't really happy at all. Next week we go. It's like the idea of going through the front has been very much involved in the security industry, ensuring that both lives and properties are kept safe. So thank you very much for the work you're doing, and also the work that the Nigerian police and other security agencies are doing. Just before we progress, recognize the chairperson of the Coalition of the Civil Societies Organizations in Imo State, Majori Ezeye. A round of applause. We all know most times when we gather like this, you're welcome. When we gather like this, we forget that in all the work that we do, there are people working there, the respective non-governmental organizations, the CSOs, to ensure that peace itself is sustained and also strengthened. So thank you very much. We also recognize the controller of immigration in Imo State, the person of Madam Kechi Eze. There's a round of applause for welcome, ma'am. And sir, the case will be. And just to say that, like Mr. Frankenberg noted, security itself, everyone's business. Not just for the Nigerian police. Most times we hear of security, we say, it's the police, it's the army, you know, it's the civil defense, and we call other paramilitary as well. It's the business of each and every one of us. And we, at a day like this, at a time like this, we're encouraged to ensure that security itself comes about. Now, before we go to the climax, the zenith of our gathering, and then gradually go towards the vote of thanks and we close. You see, like you said, it's not a very long event. Before then, it's very important many persons have actually sacrificed their time, their talent and treasure to be here. But one of us here, unknown to many of us, is celebrating a day, a very special day in his life. And so, I will again be progressing in error, if I at the point, maybe I invite you to join me as well as we wish His Excellency General Martin Luther Agwai a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday. Congratulations, sir. It's 76. Yes, 76 years old. So 75. 75. So hopefully we pray that the good Lord continues to grant you many, many fruitful years ahead. If on your birthday you decided to spend it with the citizens of Imo State, I think it's actually a lot. If we really want to turn into violence, and we remember that on a day like this, many have to sacrifice their time, talent, and treasure to be here. I think it's something to also cherish. So thank you very much, sir, for your presence. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the peace accord reading and then the signing of the peace accord itself, permit me at least, I believe that some people are so serious with this. Some are trying to smile, but the smile is yet to pop. I know it's election season, and that tension will be there. Natural. But it's also natural and inevitable that makes something light. And so we invite the troop here very briefly for many more. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for many more.
Thank you.